Trapping.
Pardon me, are you Aaron Burr, sir?
The Emancipation Proclamation.
I haven't done the intro yet, anyways.
We haven't even done the intro yet, but now I'm already thinking about that time that I literally, fucking rode you the Constitution to sleep. No, deadass, so Hunter, this time I legit, when I fucking knew, Jacob, that I wrote my Constitution. No, I did that to, Jacob. Where I wrote my Constitution that I got from Mount Rushmore, and I read it to Jacob this week. And he did, in fact, fall asleep to it.
I feel like it would be so boring that I would fall asleep.
It was boring for him, and I loved it, because I got to fucking see him fall asleep.
It wouldn't have been a peaceful sleep either, like a peaceful drift off to sleep. I would just be thinking about how to burn down the White House.
I didn't Gettysburg address to him when he goes to sleep next.
Oh my god.
Gettysburg, fuck off.
Maybe the Emancipation Proclamation? Maybe Teddy Roosevelt's speech that he gave as he got shot in the chest?
The Ten Commandments.
Alright, we should actually start the fucking thing now.
Yeah, we're 90 seconds in and I haven't done the intro yet.
What do you mean? It's been funny!
Hey, what's up, peoples, and welcome back to Size of the Boys podcast. I'm Jacob, and I'm here with...
KJ.
Hunter.
Are you
And
eating something?
I think that's the longest it ever took for us to do the intro in the history of the podcast, I think.
You're forgetting about that one time that we literally skipped a whole fucking 2 weeks.
Yeah, so as you guys know, this is episode 56. This is my birthday episode. It's not on my birthday, but it's going to be aired 2 days after, so yeah. But we're filming this on my birthday, so yeah.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird now, because, like, on some people's 18th birthday, they're, like, fucking getting tattoos, they're getting fucking laid, hiring strippers, and on my 18th birthday, I was building Legos.
I remember that.
I was building Legos. Dude, you gave me a fucking $25 gift card. That was the most meaningful gift out of just Legos.
Trust the process, man. Build enough Legos and you become a millionaire.
No, I know, like, I'm planning on keeping these fucking Legos, because, like, so I had this one set where this one, like, Lego piece itself was worth $20 now.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, it's so fucking weird.
A bunch of the older, like, Star Wars sets are worth a lot. If they have specific pieces, it's crazy.
Oh, and first off, I want to say, speaking of last week's episode on Star Wars, it was another one of our controversy with fucking copyright.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I don't blame it that time, only because it's Star Wars. That's a very heavily guarded franchise now.
Yeah, so that's another one that had to deal with copyright, but it wasn't too bad to deal with it. Whenever we deal with copyright, I'm just like, fuck it, I'll like remove anything that has copyright and just deal with what we got, because there's no point fighting it. There's no point fighting it. Because YouTube's always going to be a bitch, but I can't say that because YouTube will probably cancel me.
Actually, so YouTube recently got a new CEO.
Really?
And the woman CEO stepped down.
Oh shit.
Hmm?
Yeah, so this is episode 56. This is my birthday episode. We did this last year. Last year's birthday episode was on anime, I believe, and that was also another controversial episode with copyright.
This is also, the anniversary of me and Zach's friendship.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And we spent today fighting over Rainbow Six Siege.
How our anniversary should be.
The first day we met Smiles and Happiness, 1 year fucking later. You motherfucker, you play with high-level people. You sucking fuck.
Oh, man. But I believe the next birthday episode after mine will be Kirby's again. Yeah, it'll be that. Just the same order, because it goes my birthday, Kirby's birthday, Hunter's birthday, then Zach's birthday. So.
I wonder what we're gonna do for my 21st birthday.
Oh god, that's in what?
Explosives.
That's in 2
doing
years.
that, I'm going to fucking... okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to, like, a fucking liquor store. I'm getting whiskey, and I'm gonna get all of us fucked up. Either that, or I'm gonna get, like, fucking... a fucking pound of weed, and we're having it all.
Oh, Jesus.
You yourself would be the only one getting fucked up.
Why not you, Hunter? Why not you?
Because I'm Irish.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Weed. Dude, I've seen you take one hit of my fucking car and you were fucking in outer space for a minute.
Well, not only was I full from dinner, but I was like, oh, it won't be bad, so I took like a 10-second one. Damn near threw up.
Yeah, it was strong.
I was like, oh yeah, it'll be fine.
Oh, have I ever told you guys that I've actually drank bong water accidentally while smoking?
Disgusting.
So the story behind that was my dad had this one specific bong that he let us rip, and it was made out of rubber, not glass.
Mm.
So it was easy in that sense, and we didn't have to like take the top off of the bong. So it was so good. It was so easy.
Yeah.
But one day I just went as hard as I could while ripping it, and the water went up it and then into my mouth. So I'm like,
oh my god.
Then I threw up into the bong.
Good god.
And then I proceeded, because I thought it was okay, to take another hit of threw up bong water.
Oh god.
No.
Oh god, we're almost 7 minutes in the video or in the podcast, and I haven't even addressed the topic for this week.
Alright, before we do this, Hunter, what's your horror story of being high?
I haven't had one.
Really?
Yeah. No, I'm really smart when it comes to that stuff.
Jacob, do you have one?
Probably the first time I ever did it.
Ironically with Hunter.
Because my body was just used to it, so I literally just like threw up in the middle of the night, so that was fun. So that's really my only like bad experience with it. But other than that, I've had nothing.
Fun days, huh?
But anyway, so we're going to get into the topic for this week. Drum roll. Alright. Who was that just only think they were fapping?
That's Hunter.
Because I have one hand on the soda.
Oh.
And his other hand on his dick. Ham boning away.
The topic for this week is weapons from history. Yeah, weapons from history.
Hunter was so excited to hear that he turned on his camera momentarily.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
He's like, finally, my hours of fucking watching random YouTube videos from Pawn Stars is paying off.
No, not Pawn Stars, for gun weapons, fam.
alright, so is there anything you guys want to address to this topic to start off, or?
I don't even know where to start. What like time period do you want to start?
Well, I just looked up on Google weapons from history, but I'll add time period. Timeline. Or timeline, we can do that.
Let's see. It also depends what you're going for nation-wise.
Gun timeline, 1364, first recorded use of a firearm.
Yes.
1364. 1498, rifling principle is discovered. 1540, rifling appears in firearms. 1637, first use of firearms proof marks. 1776, American Revolution. 1840, guns begin to use pinfire cartridges. 1854 through 56, the Crimean War. 1861, breech-loaded guns in common use. And there's more to that. So if I just do weapons from history, see what pops up. What was
really weird weapons in history?
What was the first weapon here on people? Well, here on people also ask. There's these 5 questions. So first one is, what was the first weapon? The first weapons were things such as stones and wooden clubs. Early people used such objects to protect themselves and to hunt for food. Later, ancient people made weapons out of bronze and iron. They developed special swords, spears, and bows and arrows for warfare.
And now we have knives that have springs.
So ironically, the first ever like massive weapon in the technological advancement, at least, was a fucking bow.
Yes. And now crossbow.
Yeah, and then at least like during the time the crossbow came out, there was a catapult, which you could count as better classified for technological.
Well, that's more of a mass, like if you're talking personal weapon wise.
Well, I mean, there's mass in the drawback of a bow as well.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean like size comparison. Like you're not gonna have like a handheld catapult.
I mean, you can, but it's not gonna do much damage.
You're gonna be throwing pebbles. You have a slingshot.
Yeah. So, and then we went from that, and then we went to now having a rifle that is able to shoot a mile away in just a second.
Yeah.
Technology.
Yeah. So the second one is, what were the first weapons in history? Stone tips are one of the earliest weapons assumed by archaeologists.
Yes.
With the earliest surviving examples of stone tips with animal blood dating to around 64,000 years ago from the Natal in what is now South Africa.
Yeah, South Africa was like really good at its time for weapon advancement.
Oh yeah, for sure. Alright, so third one, what is the greatest weapon in history? The largest and most powerful thermonuclear weapon of all time was the RDS-220 hydrogen bomb, also known as the Tsar Bomba. On October 30th, 1961, the Soviet Union exploded the RDS-220 over Novaya Zemlya Island in the Russian Arctic Sea.
So, fun fact. So, a nuclear bomb is exactly what it sounds like, where it needs a nuclear reactor to go off.
Mm-hmm.
A hydrogen bomb reacts, or what it's saying, is kind of like what I believe is known as like an A-bomb, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
But I believe it's just specifically called a hydrogen bomb because hydrogen is lighter than air, and it's very flammable. So if you take something that is that condensed and drop it on something with something that flammable, it is actually higher in explosive power, at least, than an actual nuke, like an actual atomic nuke.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No. Nuclear bombs are more powerful.
No, they're more powerful, but I'm talking in terms of firepower itself, like fire, not using nuclear.
Fire, yes, because it does create a fireball.
But nuclear just has a more devastating damage to it.
Yes, it has a bigger radius. Also, it creates nuclear fallout, which spreads for miles and miles and miles. Oh.
Okay, so another thing about nuclear reactor cores in the center of nuclear bombs is that the reason why they go off at that high of a pace is that they are physically able to split an atom. So one atom split in the world creates that big of an explosion.
Damn.
Also, speaking of the SAR bomb, it sent shockwaves around the world, I think, 2 times. Shattering windows, like, I want to say 24 miles away?
Yeah, I know the volcanic eruption somewhere, I believe. I believe it was Pompeii or Fiji. I don't remember where, but like it had such a powerful volcanic blast that it was able to shatter eardrums from over 100 miles away.
God damn.
Proving Mother Nature is worse than us.
Alright, so number 4. What is the oldest weapon in history? The oldest stone tipped projectile weapons date to 280,000 years. Study says the oldest known stone tipped projectiles have been discovered in Ethiopia. The javelins are roughly 280,000 years old and predate the earliest known fossils of our species, Homo sapiens, by about 80,000 years ago. God
No, yeah,
damn.
so Homo sapiens are like the closest, at least hyper-relative, between monkeys and humans, or at least gorillas and humans.
Yeah.
Actually, fun fact, if you want to know what type of species we are closest to, it is any species that is able to use missionary sex in mating.
Damn.
Oh, like, that's factual. Most animal species have to do it in like a doggy-style position.
Yeah.
Because they ain't built like that. Literally.
So, should we go by melee weapons or guns for this part?
Not sure, because the last one here, real quick, is who created the first weapon? China. The first devices identified as guns or proto-guns appeared in China from around 81,000 by the end of the 13th century. They had become true guns. Metal barrel firearms that fired single projectiles which occluded the barrel. Gunpowder and gun technology spread throughout Asia during the 14th century.
That's because, okay, so it's kind of the reason why they got the idea for a gun, I believe, is from their fireworks. The gunpowder they would use in fireworks, they thought it would be a good idea to shoot a ballpoint from it.
Yeah.
And that's how they got the idea. But there was something else that they created from it, called, what is it? It was in Ghost of Tsushima, actually, that the Mongolians used. It was the fireball lance, I believe, or the gunpowder lance.
So they literally just strapped a big heavy metal bar on the end of stick and said, this
was, a lance itself already could, like, go through armor pretty easily and just do damage, but then fucking, between what, it shot 3 feet away from its own lance?
Yeah, roughly.
So it was kind of like a short-range shotgun.
Yeah, they made a shotgun. Also, before they made that, they had literally just a fucking stick. They were like, oh, we put gunpowder in tube and it make thing go out front of tube.
No, yeah, it was legit just a stick. Like, no stock to it, no butt of a gun, no, like, iron barrel.
Yeah.
Alright,
Just like a smooth bore barrel.
There was a stick and they had a stick in the ground that they would put the stick on top.
I just looked up on YouTube weapons from history and it's getting us all kinds of stuff.
So let's see. There's a few you could go by nationality and year. Like for Scotland, you have the Claymore. For China, there's the Dao, I believe is what it's called. Which is a weapon I have. For America, you have the saber. For France, you have a rapier.
Yeah.
For India, they had a whip sword. That went out like 30 feet and was meant for duels.
It's like super, super bendy metal.
Yeah, like sheet metal.
Yeah.
But it was
a long strip of sheet metal.
It was so fucking stupid. Like, I'll be honest, India has like the dumbest but effective weapons throughout history.
They also have what is effectively a push dagger, like a punch dagger.
So
It was actually used mainly by assassins.
So popping up, we got evolution of weapons from 40,000 BC to 2021.
Yeah.
Then there's the science behind the massive Turkey Syria earthquakes. What? Creative weapons of the medieval era. 8 badass weapons from history.
What would Britain's weapon be from history?
Ooh, like melee or?
Yeah, like I don't know. Yeah, I want to say melee.
It would also technically be a saber.
Wasn't it the British who invented the bayonet?
Let me take a look really quick.
Most painful Japanese torture methods comparison, what?
Oh yeah, dude. Don't watch that. Like honestly, it's effective and brutal.
Huh. Alright, let's see. Let's start off with
the inventor is unknown, but it was made in France.
Huh.
Alright, let's start off with the evolution of weapons from 40,000 BC to 2021.
Yes.
Alright, so... I just gotta pull up the frickin' app, I swear to God. Gotta pull up the screen recording like we do every frickin' week. Alright. Alright, starting your...
Yeah!
Alright, starting your screen recording. 3, 2, 1. Alright. Let's get right into it. Very quiet. Spear, 40,000 BC. Stone with wooden handle used for hunting. Boomerang, 23,000 BC. Hunting weapon, oldest discovered in a cave in Poland.
I honestly thought the boomerang was an Australian invention.
No. That's just what it's most commonly associated with.
Dagger, 5,000 BC, made up from bronze of copper alloys.
Yes.
Sword, 1,000 BC. So it's clear 1,000 BC. Swords were.
Yes, when they're made of bronze and shit.
A tree bouquet, 500 BC. A ballista, developed in Greece. Crossbow was created in 200 BC, developed in China. Everything's made there, swear to God. Greek fire, 674.
Greek fire is very deadly.
Gunpowder, 800. A cannon was created in 1200. Used by Egyptian soldiers. Longbow was created in 1300. Matchlock, 1368.
Honestly, if you want to go into like a list of very
Flintlock,
very
1610.
weird but like different type of weapons that were effective, is honestly like World War I and World War II. Guns by themselves were very resourceful.
Yeah. A submarine, 1775. The first submarine used in battle is known as Turtle. Revolving gun, revolver, faster to reload than any other firearm, 1836. Machine gun, 1851, first gun that can be continuously fired. Oh Jesus. HMS, a Dreadnought, 1906, first of a massive new class of battleships. Vickers fighting biplane 1, 1912, first purpose-built fighter plane. A tank, 1914, during First World War, British Army introduced the first tank. Nuclear bomb, 1945, the United States built the first nuclear bomb. Hydrogen bomb, 1951. Only 6 countries, the United States, Russia, United Kingdom, China, France, and India have conducted thermal weapons. Laser, 1960, used for targeting off missiles and other weapons as an alternative radar. Taser, 1974, built as a non-lethal weapon after 5 years of work by NASA. 1974. Anti-satellite laser, 1997, space weapons designed to indicate or destroy satellites. Drone, 2002, unnamed ethereal vehicles used will remain flight, so risky. So drones created 20 years ago. Flashbang grenade in 2006, it caused a bright flash without a shockwave. Weaponized small commercial drones, 2015, they carry explosives and cameras. PA Poseidon, 2019, submarine hunter. What about the future? Comment below. Damn. That really was the evolution of weapons throughout all these years. Yeah. Oh man, what else do we got for us? See what else pops up. Creative weapons of the medieval era. We can do that.
Oh yeah.
Hey kids, when most people think of the Middle Ages, they think of them as being like humanity's dumb teenage years, where all we did was play harpsichord in our room and burn heretics with our friends. But that's not entirely true. In fact, I would argue that the medieval era saw just as much genius as any other period in time. It's just most of that genius went towards finding new and creative ways to brutally slaughter those you disagree with. Here's a few highlights. First, we'll talk about the werewolf. So, as you can imagine, medieval castles were not easy to break into. They were basically like those jungle gym things at Chuck E. Cheese's. Massive in size, intentionally confusing layout, security everywhere, and by the end of your visit, you'd probably end up with some kind of disease. So in order to help penetrate fortresses, medieval armies would often utilize siege weapons, one of the most popular of which was the trebuchet. Now this device is interesting enough on its own, but it gets better. So around 1300 AD, King Edward I of England was in the process of invading Scotland. However, one fortress, known as Stirling Castle, was giving him a lot of trouble. He laid siege to the building for many months without any real progress. Then one day he woke up and had a revelation. Hey guys, listen, why are we wasting our time building all these regular sized trebuchets when we could just build one giant one and call it a day? So that's what he did. This gargantuan war machine was known as the Werewolf and stood at around 6 stories tall. To give a bit of perspective, this is about as tall as King Kong was in his largest film depiction. So basically, picture a giant fucking ape launching boulders like they're baseballs, and you've got a pretty good idea of what the werewolf was capable of. It was so intimidating that when the Scots saw the English constructing the beast outside the castle, they immediately surrendered out of fear. But then Edward was like, "Ha, fuck that, I'm gonna test this bad boy out," and proceeded to take pot shots on the castle anyway. Another devious product of the Middle Ages was a flammable substance known as Greek fire. Contrary to popular belief, Greek fire was not invented by the ancient Greeks. Rick Riordan, you lying prick. It was actually invented in the 7th century AD by the Byzantines, who happened to inhabit Greece at the time. Historians still don't know exactly what it was made of, but they do know that it acted a lot like napalm, sticking to ships, sticking to people, even floating and continuing to burn on the surface of the water. The Byzantines also had these siphon-like tubes that they'd put on the front of their boats to pour Greek fire on the enemy, kinda like makeshift flamethrowers. These were retired pretty quickly though, mostly because when you put the words makeshift and flamethrower next to each other, you're bound to run into some problems eventually. Our next bright idea comes from a woman known as Olga of Kiev. So Olga was a princess who ruled the area around the capital of modern-day Ukraine from 945 to 963 AD. And she had quite a track record for being just a total badass. For example, the Drevlians, a tribe of people under Kiev's control, once sent 20 men to Kiev in order to convince Olga to marry their prince, under the pretense that if they did marry, the prince could claim her rule over Kiev. In response, she had all 20 of them buried alive. She then sent a letter to the prince saying she accepted his proposal, but she would need a bunch of his most distinguished governors to escort her on the journey. Once the men showed up, Olga was like, "Hey guys, long journey, huh? How'd you like to take a bath in this here bathhouse?" They were like, "Yeah, sure, that sounds great." "Okay, have fun, you guys." Man, it's like a sauna in here. It is a sauna, dipshit. You have a point. So long story short, this lady just did not give a heck. My favorite story about her starts with her besieging a Drevlian city that refused to pay tribute to her. The people in the city were already well aware of the type of rampaging that Olga was capable of, so they were already scared shitless. But when she showed up, she was like, alright, you know what guys, I'm gonna play nice. Just bring me 3 pigeons and 3 sparrows from each household and I'll be on my way. Okay. What are they for exactly? We're just hungry. I mean, we got some food too. We could just give... I'm sorry, did I fucking stutter? Alright, birds it is. Then, once the creatures were in Olga's hands, she had each of her soldiers tie a cloth-bound piece of sulfur to one of the birds' feet, which was then set alight. The birds were then released all at once, and when they flew back into the city, their nests acted like little piles of tinder, resulting in nearly every house in the entire city erupting in flames simultaneously. And while the whole place burned to the ground, Olga just sat and watched. By the way, it's worth mentioning that, after her death, Olga was canonized as a Catholic saint, presumably around the same time as Saint Tiffany, who went around pushing in the soft spots of babies, and Saint Jerry the Goat Fucker, who, as the name implies, fucked a lot of goats. In conclusion, pay your taxes. To my loyal subscribers, I'll see you in 3 months. I'm Sam Manella, and thank you for watching.
Oh my god.
Oh, I love that shit. It's so stupid.
And Saint Jerry the Goat Fucker.
Perfect timing of the ending of the screen recording after you said that too.
Beautiful.
Oh my god. Okay, I don't know what we want to do now. We're only like we're literally at like halftime point right now.
Damn, already? Holy shit.
Yeah.
My god.
God dang.
Understandable.
Yeah, I'm freaking tired. It's been a long day. It's been a long day.
Yeah, but...
Busy day for sure. If we can see what else we got here.
Hey,
The good
let's see, you could search up World War II weapons, or you could even search up first ever plane warfare used.
I actually got this popping up. 8 badass weapons from history.
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, I want us to talk a little bit before we get into the next screen recording because we still got plenty of time.
The goat fucker. That still gets me.
You missed it. You want to tell him, Hunter?
I'm confused.
He'd have to watch the video.
Yeah.
So good though. She went around pushing you, baby soft spots. So fucked up.
Hunter's enjoying this.
It's so stupid, dude. Jesus.
What's he looking at?
It was from the salmonella.
Yeah, it was from the salmonella video.
It was at like the end part. It was great.
Let's see. Hunter, in your opinion, what is your favorite firearm?
Well, that depends what era.
Modern day.
Modern day, I'd probably have to go with... That's hard. I'd probably say AK or AR. AR-10 specifically.
So an Armalite?
Yes.
Alright, what about 1800s? Like, say, specifically 1864.
1864, that's around fucking... What time period would that be considered?
Technically Civil War period.
Civil War period? Ooh, there's a lot of...
Well, it depends. Do you want to go off of, the east or west of America? Or do you want it to be worldwide?
Probably east.
East, okay. North or south made?
North. Let's see.
So what, like a Mouser?
Yeah, Mousers are pretty good. Oh, fuck. God.
Wasn't the M18 something like that created during that time too?
Considering hold on a second. I
It was
mean,
like,
that's the wrong kind of weapon. I was looking at M18 and I was looking at the 6 hour. The new military one. And I was like, that's not right.
alright, Jacob, do you have a weapon that you would use modern day?
Not sure. Does it matter if it's like firearm or
Yeah, fire.
I'll say firearm, only because I don't know your answer on that.
Not sure, if I'm being completely honest. Cause I don't have like much experience with a lot of like firearms either. So it could be one that like I would be used to.
That's fair.
Just
If you had to think of one weapon from a game that you would use.
I feel like I would use a revolver.
Understandable.
Revolvers are kind of hard to use in a weird but easy way.
Yeah.
They're very reliable though.
They're reliable, like, okay, so like an AR, depending which AR, if you like kick it into the sand or something, it could get jammed pretty easily, but then if you kick like an AK or even a revolver into like the ground with dirt and sand, it could still fire pretty well.
I mean, revolvers are never gonna jam on you. Well, rifles like AK will jam.
AKs are prone really to jam, but that's mainly by the bullet, not really dust or sand.
I mean, there are sometimes, depending on the version.
On like how heavy like the damage is as well.
Yes.
It's like just simply dropping your like AK onto the like a sand will be fine, but if it's like fucking smothered on D-Day dust.
I mean, even then, you have to smack it a couple times, it probably work.
Yeah.
AR, there's a lot more intricate moving parts.
Wasn't that the reason why like a lot more like single fire rifles or was it single action rifles were used during World War One?
Single shot.
Yeah, so that way it was manually reloaded, so it's not trying to.
Yeah.
Well, also, they didn't really have a good understanding of, like, technically auto-loading rifles. So it was just easier to manually operate. They're like, it's already late into the war, we're not gonna even try and, like, fucking get into that.
Yeah.
Some did, but they never adopted it.
Yeah.
Let's see, and then for modern day too, weapons have definitely gotten better, but like none of them have been like we use a battery for them type of better.
Yeah.
One of the more advanced weapons we have is the Chris Vector.
How does that one work specifically? Like I know it's a submachine gun.
So it's in 9mm, but the really special part about it is the recoil system. So instead of being like an AR where the bolt comes straight back,
It goes up?
You know how it actually goes down. So you know how there's that big blocky part near the magazine?
Yeah.
Here, let me see if I can demo it for you over camera really quick.
Because I know what the Chris Vector looks like. It just kind of looks more normal type of weapon, I guess. You don't expect a gun to be advanced.
Yeah, so when normally the bolt goes straight back with the Chris Vector, it goes back and then it angles down into the boxy part near the magazine, so it reduces most of the recoil felt by the shooter. And it also keeps down on the muzzle rise of the weapon. It is so beautiful.
Have you fired?
The fire rate. No, but the fire rate is just beautiful.
I was about to say, it takes, what, 3 seconds to empty a magazine?
Shit, even less so, depending on how much you're shooting.
Yeah.
Isn't there usually about 31 bullets in 30 in a magazine and 1 in the chamber, usually?
Yeah, but you also have to take into account, like, California and shit. And California and shit sucks. Don't go to California.
Alright. So do you want to start a second screen recording? And because the next one up that we can look at is 8 badass weapons in history. Let's look at that. Oof.
Yeah, I think we're ready for it.
Alright.
Absolutely.
Alright. This might be our last screen recording, I'm not sure, because after this we might just chill for the rest of the time being. But I feel like we digest a lot.
Yeah, I'm fine with this.
Alright, so start a new screen recording. 3, 2, 1. Alright, let's get into it. It's like 8 minutes.
Elite Facts presents 8 badass weapons from history. 8.
That channel.
Morning Star. This is pretty much the mace's more ruthless cousin. The Morning Star is made up of a solid wooden or metal shaft, atop which sits a large metal ball adorned with a number of spikes or blades. This medieval weapon was used by infantry and horsemen, as it was the primary method of attack due to how simplistic it was to use, as well as how effective it is when dealing with enemies. The most common target was, logically, the face or head, although the blow could be directed at the legs or knees in order to disable a foe. The Morning Star mace has returned throughout history in many different forms since its initial conception from medieval times, and these different designs are often confused with the mace. What makes these designs different? The difference is that a mace has no spikes, instead favoring metal studs. Either way, if you get hit by either one of these two, it's gonna hurt. 7. The Hungamunga. The Hungamunga may sound like something that's come straight out of the Lion King, but it is in fact one of the most deadly melee weapons in history. The Hungamunga is an iron fighting tool named by the African tribes south of Lake Chad. The Hungamunga is a handheld weapon and has a metal-pointed blade with a curved back section and a separate spike near the handle. The weapon has 2 functions, as it is most commonly used as a hand-to-hand weapon. However, it was originally designed to be throwable, as its curved design allows the blade to spin and to clear more distance when thrown. These African iron weapons are thrown with a rotary motion, much similar to how a boomerang is thrown, and are known to deal a lot of damage to the enemies it's aimed at. The Hungamunga comes in many shapes and sizes, and they're used across Africa from the Upper Nile on the east through Central Africa by Lake Chad to the Africans of the Gaboon in West Africa. 6. Chakram. Often mistaken for another weapon known as the glaive, which is actually a pole weapon that has a very similar blade, the chakram is more like a large throwing star. Also known as a war quoit, the weapon is of an Indian origin and was usually a large bladed metal disc. Chakrams were used both for throwing, like a frisbee, or in melee combat, where slashing was the usual method of attack. A different form of the chakram was the chakar. This bladed throwing weapon takes the form of a hoop rather than the disc, which the chakram is well known for. Chakars were used by Sikh warriors, again as both a throwing and melee weapon. The weapons have a frightening range of up to 100 meters, well manufactured. 5. War set. Now, what do you think the inspiration was behind the conception of this weapon? You would think it took inspiration from the Grim Reaper's favorite weapon, but no, it was instead created when someone decided to turn farming equipment into weaponry. War sets were altered so that the blade pointed straight from the top of the shaft. War sets were used as both a slashing and a stabbing weapon. Their weight and aerodynamic shape made them devastating. The war scythe is so durable and resilient that it's capable of cutting through a metal helmet belonging to an enemy soldier. The weapon is thought to have originated from use as an improvised weapon created by peasants, which was then adapted for military use. If ranged hand-to-hand combat is your forte, then this weapon is for you. 4. Nunchaku. Probably one of the most recognizable weapons on this list, the nunchaku originated as a tool for threshing crops. Yes, this is yet another piece of farming equipment that was turned into a weapon. Got some violent farmers out there. The nunchaku is an Okinawan weapon that consists of 2 lengths of solid wood, or in some cases 2 lengths of metal, that are joined together by a single length of chain. The weapon is used by holding onto one of the wooden arms and swinging the other extremely quickly at the victim. Normally, the user of this weapon would aim for 2 points in particular when in combat. Target areas would usually be the face or arms, as a hit to the arm with these nunchaku will cause the arm's bones to break on impact. As for a shot to the head, it would either give the victim a concussion or worse, could cause blunt trauma that could kill the victim if they don't receive help soon after the attack. 3. Bardage. This weapon is yet another ranged melee weapon that looks like a hybrid between that of a regular pole weapon and a battle axe. As you can see, this weapon combines both of the best aspects of each weapon, as it consists of a long pole to give the user the reach advantage when in combat, but also includes a wide axe head attached along the side and tip of the shaft, making it difficult for victims to dodge. The bardage is of Eastern European and Russian origin. Used as a slashing or cleaving weapon, this weapon was wielded in 2 hands and swung both horizontally and vertically. Bardages were often wielded alongside a firearm for use in the event of close-quarters encounters, although weapons of this style were in use long before the arrival of firearms. The power of the weapon came from the weight of the blade, which was usually over 2 feet wide. The method of attack would usually consist of cleaving at the limbs or torso of the foe. Yeah, after hearing that, I don't think anyone would want to attempt fighting someone who's carrying a bardage. 2. Maul. Similar to and just as brutal as the modern-day sledgehammer, the maul is a nasty blunt force weapon that was invented and used by French citizens. Much like most of the weapons featured on this list, mauls were not originally used as weapons, but rather as tools. However, in time, they have been employed by various military factions for combat purposes. Its use is similar to that of the sledgehammer, meaning that there's no real strategy when using it. Just aim for a body part and watch the carnage ensue. Common target areas would be the head, as you'd expect, because that is essentially an instant kill no matter how you look at it, and the arms and legs so you can take away your victim's ability to fight back. A single blow from a maul is sufficient to shatter bones and cave in skulls, even when a helmet is worn. The length of the handle allowed for the maul to be wielded in 2 hands. Common tactic was to break the legs of the victim with a stout blow to the knees or shins, then finish the poor guy off with an overhead smash to the skull. Pretty much everything you'd expect when using a freaking sledgehammer as a weapon. 1. Blunderbuss. No one said anything about firearms not being eligible for this list. The blunderbuss is one of the very first forms of the shotgun, as it uses a loading system very similar to the musket, and it needs a refill of powder before each shot. The weapon was muzzle-loaded and is identified by the distinctive flared muzzle. This was actually the worst part about operating a blunderbuss, as the flared muzzle caused the shot to spread quite widely and reduce the muzzle velocity, meaning the shots outside of very close quarters resulted only in shrapnel wounds, rather than the more fatal wounds that would cause death. A blunderbuss could, in theory, be loaded with any kind of shrapnel or shot. Small stones or scraps of metal were used as ammunition at times. The blunderbuss was used by armies of various nationalities. However, this weapon originated from Europe. A smaller, one-handed version of the blunderbuss, called a flintlock pistol, was also used. As you'd probably expect from a wide-burst firearm, wounds sustained from a close-range hit would be brutal, potentially blowing away whole chunks of the body. It may be old, but this firearm is just plain badass.
Don't forget to like us and subscribe for more elite facts.
You know the FAMAS? The FAMAS M1, I know Kirby knows what it is. Only the French could make a rifle that's a 3-burst rifle and the magazine not divisible by 3. Only the fucking French. The original,
I see what you mean now.
FAMAS holds, I think, 26 rounds. Or no, it's like 27 or some shit.
If it is 27, then usually wouldn't there be an extra one already in the barrel? So it would be... Yeah. No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
If you want to search up a fucking...
It held 25 rounds.
Yeah. Let's see, how much ammunition is inside of a M60 box magazine?
Around 100 rounds.
I feel like it'd be more depending on the caliber.
Well, it's going to be 5.56.
So what should we talk about now, dude? Should we keep talking about history weapons, or should we keep making Jacob laugh?
It's going to be good either way. So.
Honestly, that's true. Actually, while we're on the topic of firearms, I'm gonna shame Jacob real quick because he's left-handed in shooting.
It's not. Hey. It's not that.
I believe anyone who's left-handed in any sort of way shall burn in hell.
Thank you, Kirby. I already know I'm going there.
No problem, and I'll go there too for making all the jokes that I already do.
Oh, man. Well, we got about 9 minutes until it hits an hour, so y'all want to talk about whatever.
Ooh, I know something we could talk about somewhat is, so Jacob, on Destiny right now there's a DLC that you usually have to pay for, and it's free to play this weekend.
Oh, shit.
It's free for 3 days. It was today, tomorrow, and then the next day. So, if I could play this weekend, then plus all the whatchamacallits are free. All the
Exotics.
Yeah.
Damn.
Ugh. Let's see. I mean, we also just... Let's see, I haven't played that many games with you, Jacob. It's been only Minecraft and Destiny.
Think so.
Let's see, how
No, we've
good
played
is
Apex before.
Minecraft?
I think we played Apex like once.
Played what?
I think we played Apex like once.
That's right, we have done Apex. If we're talking about at least, like, not at the same place, other than that, I remember you're very fucking good at Call of Duty Black Ops.
Yeah. But if it's against Hunter, though, no, he freaking throws me out instantly. He beats my ass at it.
Zombies, nah. Multiplayer, yeah.
Both.
Hell no.
Oh, dude, you're good at
More
fucking
time than
zombies.
Yeah, you're fucking great at zombies.
Yeah, it's been a freaking hot minute since I played zombies, though. Because zombies was like my element, because I grew up playing zombies. Multiplayer, not so much.
Halo 4, Halo 4 I grew up playing, and I'm fucking god at it.
Yeah.
Let's see, Halo 4 and fucking Pacific Rim. For the Xbox 360.
Damn.
All the shooters that I grew up with, like Modern Warfare and shit, is what I was good at.
Yeah.
I didn't really grow up that much with Modern Warfare, but I did play it at my uncle's place a few times, and I remember it was always such a fun thing. If it wasn't that, then it was Sean White's snowboarding.
My like sport game would be what's it, ATV versus BMX, or no, motocross versus ATV. Very fun game, plus a banger ass soundtrack.
Actually, speaking of which, what's your guys' favorite soundtrack from a video game?
From a video game?
Yeah.
Right now, Date's Gone.
Fair. What about you, Jacob?
I'm not sure, to be completely honest.
I have like fucking 3 games that I'm always focused on when it comes to soundtracks.
Yeah.
Number 1 is Destiny. Number 2 is any of the Dark Souls or Elden Ring type of games. So anyone from Software. And I kind of want to say Assassin's Creed, but like old Assassin's Creed. I focused on their soundtrack a few times.
Yeah.
Warhammer has a good soundtrack too. My eyes are hurting. I'm glad that I at least try to stay on for the podcast because I still have work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have to be up at like 5 o'clock.
Damn. I wasn't sure if you were going to be able to make it with it being late. I'm not sure if I want to stick with Thursdays on filming or if we should move to Mondays.
I'm fine with whatever, in all honesty.
You can also do Fridays.
We could. Technically, we could.
Technically, or we could do early morning Saturdays if you think about it.
Early morning, fuck.
I feel like we've gotten a routine of doing it like Thursday nights.
Yeah. If not that day, then usually Saturday nights we also do it.
Yeah.
Go look up the final boss name.
Speaking of games, something that I've tried so heavily as of now to like not look up at all because I don't want spoilers for is fucking Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
Like,
the one thing I always see on TikTok is just people going around with the death spell.
Yeah, I can't wait to learn that fucking shit.
I'm sorry, good job for it.
You used the death curse. That's a one within Asgard. I want to get out.
Literally. Or they're like a student sitting down, like eating, and they're just, I'm fine, I get that.
All you need is like
people.
I know. Just all you do is like, Papino, we're going to be yours. Blah blah blah. I'm going to get down.
Oh man.
Literally, it's just GTA, but Hogwarts. GTA by Harry Potter.
Dude, all that's missing, honestly, is just a fucking Franklin the dog. Oh, Chop.
Yeah, Chop. I was about to say fucking Franklin.
Oh man.
Well, maybe if you had a better one, you'd get some maidens on your spindle.
Fuck off. Slithering.
Slithering this dick in your mouth.
Oh my god.
Bitch. What size you on? 14? Huh, bitch.
Honestly, I feel like who wouldn't choose 14-inch wands at that point? Like, who'd willingly choose a 6-inch wand?
Not gonna lie, I want to make one where I have the longest one and then the shortest one.
You're like fucking hard oak wood, nice, made out of fucking like snake teeth, 14 inches.
Yep.
And then it's like unicorn hair.
Unicorn hair, 6 inches, extra wobbly.
I don't get how fucking extra wobbly could be an option.
Well, you either have hard or you have like soft and flexible. Someone just make my shit like a noodle. Just wiggle it.
Imagine you just show up with like a fucking pool noodle as your wand.
Fuck yeah, no.
Just like, what is that? It's my fucking ass kicking one.
It's my wife, bitch.
I wonder if fucking only because you never see in like Harry Potter and shit like that. If you could use a fucking staff to do spells instead of a wand.
Probably. If it's made of wood, I don't see why not.
All right, if that's the case, I can make a wooden dildo.
Wait, I wonder if you could use a revolver.
No.
like a wooden-handled revolver.
One-handed revolver. Dude, it's just gonna be the fucking, that long-ass fucking revolver that Joker pulls out.
Oh, God.
Batman Joker, the one that's like a fucking 20-inch barrel or whatever.
You're like, just fucking flip it out. You just backhand someone and they just go flying.
You like pull it out and it smacks the enemy. That's how fucking long it is.
Oh, God. But anyways...
It's like a fucking 2-foot long barrel.
Yeah, you're just like, smack. I don't even need spells. Smack.
Alright, guys. So anyways, we just hit the 1 hour point of the podcast, so we'll probably get ready to wrap it up. Anything you guys want to say before we do the outro and off?
I'm kind of on that same side. I'm just hungry and I've been eyeing these fucking cheese sticks I've had on my bed.
How long you been having them bitches?
For fucking 30 minutes.
Okay, I was about to say, the bitches better not be like a month old, huh?
Like, what's that smell? That's either bad meat or really good cheese.
Literally.
Oh, God. But anyways, guys, so we guys enjoyed the podcast. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I've had one hell of a weekend. At this point when this is out, probably have one hell of a weekend. 18. Fuck.
I know, like, dude, I can't believe it either. To me, you're still 16.
Cause that's how old I was when you met me.
I don't know about that one there, but...
18 already.
Well, no, cause
16 to me.
well, no, cause I met Kirby when I was 16.
Yeah.
And then I met you when we were like, what, 12?
Yep.
Yeah.
Roughly 12, 11-ish.
Yeah, so we were like young, and then I met Zach and Jesse in middle school, like roughly 13, 14, so yeah, I've known Hunter since way back when.
It's so weird actually having friends because I'm now so afraid to fucking lose you guys, so I'm like always like constantly thinking like, fuck, they're gonna go away.
You won't lose any of us, calm down. You won't.
What if I can't beat the accusations?
Well, just know you won't lose me. How about that?
You got a friend in me.
But anyways, guys, I'm freaking tired. I've had a long day. Yeah. So, any last thoughts from you guys or no?
Thanks for having me, bro.
And guys, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys enjoyed this little special episode here for my birthday. Yeah, and then it's back to the good little groove of things. And hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys haven't already, check out my main channel. Link in the description. You guys have 300 subscribers on that channel. We're at 203. And make sure to subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already. Stay tuned for weekly episodes every single Saturday because it's Saturday is with the Boys podcast. We've been doing this for like, 56 weeks now? A whole year in like a few weeks. So yeah, so really you guys enjoy. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, we love the hell out of you guys. And it's always a blast doing this with the guys and just trying to entertain you guys. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to stop blabbering. I talk too much. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, my friends, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Deuces.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Trapping.